On a bright and colorful alien planet called Gloroth, creatures from all over the galaxy gathered for a grand celebration. It was a day of joy and pride as the various alien races rejoiced in their recent victory over a fierce enemy. The sky sparkled with colorful lights as fireworks exploded, painting the darkness with brilliant colors. The sounds of laughter and music filled the air, creating a joyful atmosphere. The central plaza was bustling with activity. Stalls lined the streets, selling delicious alien foods and drinks. There were sweet treats that glowed in the dark, and strange fruits that tasted like a mix of honey and spice. The alien species enjoyed these delicacies, trying new flavors they had never tasted before. They danced and sang, their unique voices blending harmoniously. It was a time to forget the hardships of war and celebrate their unity. Among the crowd, a wise elder named Tarek stood on a raised platform. He was known for his deep knowledge of history and the legends of the galaxy. As the music faded, Tarek raised his hands, and the crowd fell silent. His voice, strong and clear, filled the plaza. "Friends and allies," he began, his eyes shining with excitement. "Today we celebrate our victory. We have fought bravely and we stand together as one. But let us not forget the stories of our past, especially the stories of humans." At the mention of humans, a hush fell over the crowd. Some aliens looked nervous, while others leaned in closer, eager to hear more. Tarek smiled at their reactions. He knew that humans were seen as both mysterious and powerful. He continued, "Long ago, humans were feared throughout the galaxy. They were strong and brave, known for their cunning and their fighting spirit. Even when they faced impossible odds, they never backed down. They had a fierce will to survive and protect their own. Remember the tales of their legendary warriors?" As Tarek spoke, images flashed in the minds of the aliens. They remembered stories of humans who had fought against enormous monsters, defeated cruel empires, and even saved entire worlds from destruction. The crowd listened intently, captivated by the tales of human bravery. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed across the plaza, and fireworks shot into the sky. The crowd erupted in cheers, but a chill ran down some spines. A few younger aliens whispered among themselves, sharing stories they had heard from their elders about the cunning nature of humans. They recalled how humans were once underestimated, only to reveal their strength when challenged. Tarek noticed the nervousness in the crowd and raised his voice. "Let us not fear the past, but learn from it. Today is a day of unity and strength. We are here to celebrate our victory, but we must always be vigilant. The galaxy is vast, and the stories of humans remind us that we are not alone." The crowd erupted in applause, feeling inspired by Tarek's words. They raised their drinks in cheers, shouting, "For unity! For victory!" As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over Gloroth, the festivities continued. Dancers twirled gracefully, their colorful outfits shimmering under the lights. The air filled with the sweet smell of food, and laughter echoed through the streets. But deep down, some aliens couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. The tales of humans lingered in their minds, reminding them of the strength and resilience of this once feared species. As the night wore on, the celebration brought joy and unity, but also the seed of worry. What if the stories were true? What if humans were on their way back? The festivities lasted late into the night, filled with music, dancing, and the sharing of stories. But even in the heart of celebration, a shadow loomed in the distance. The aliens were unaware that soon their joyful night would turn into something they had never imagined. The vibrant celebration on Gloroth continued late into the night. The air buzzed with laughter and music as aliens from different worlds danced together. Their colorful costumes sparkled under the bright lights, and the sounds of joy filled every corner of the plaza. But just as the festivities reached their peak, a sudden hush fell over the crowd. A group of alien scouts rushed into the plaza, their faces pale and filled with urgency. They were known as the Watchers, skilled at navigating the stars and reporting on any threats. As they pushed through the crowd, people stopped dancing and turned to see what was happening. The atmosphere changed from joyful to tense in an instant. One of the scouts, a tall creature with bright blue skin and wide eyes named Krell, stepped forward. His voice shook slightly as he spoke. "Listen, we have important news." The crowd fell silent, all eyes on him. Krell took a deep breath. "We spotted strange ships on our scanners, heading straight for Gloroth. They are not from any known faction. They are human ships." Gasps spread through the crowd. Whispers filled the air as aliens exchanged worried looks. Tarek, the wise elder, stepped forward. "Are you certain, Krell? Humans were thought to be gone from the galaxy." Krell nodded, his expression serious. "Yes, Elder. We tracked their approach. They come in great numbers, and their ships are armed. They are not here for peace!" A murmur of fear rippled through the crowd. Some aliens remembered the stories Tarek had shared during the celebration. Tales of humanity's fierce determination and ability to fight back against anyone who threatened them. Others had only heard whispers, but now the threat felt all too real. The leaders of the alien races quickly gathered in a circle, their faces grave. "What should we do?" one of them asked, panic rising in his voice. "We just celebrated our victory. Are we to face another war?" Tarek raised his hand, urging silence. "We must stay calm. We have faced many challenges before. The first step is to gather more information about these ships. We cannot assume they are here to attack." Another leader, a strong and fierce warrior named Zorak, slammed his fist into his palm. "They are humans. They do not come for tea and cookies. We must prepare for battle. They will not take our victory from us." Tarek sighed, understanding Zorak's frustration. But fighting without knowing their intentions could lead to disaster. "We should send a small team to make contact. If we can communicate, we might avoid bloodshed." Reluctantly, the leaders agreed. A small team of brave aliens would fly to meet the approaching ships. The tension in the plaza was thick as the scouts shared the details of the human fleet. The ships were sleek and powerful, unlike anything the aliens had seen before. They glimmered in the starlight, and the fear of the unknown crept into the hearts of many. As the team prepared to leave, the atmosphere shifted. The joyful celebration had turned into a scene of anxiety and worry. The dancers slowed their movements, and the music faded into an eerie silence. The joy of victory now felt distant, overshadowed by the uncertainty of what was to come. The team of brave aliens boarded their small ship, their hearts racing with fear and hope. They knew the risk of approaching the humans. Would they be met with hostility, or could they find common ground? As the ship took off into the night sky, the remaining crowd watched with bated breath, whispering prayers for peace. As the small ship vanished into the stars, the elders and leaders of Gloreth stayed behind, preparing for the worst. They discussed defense plans and strategies, hoping they would not have to fight again so soon. In the depths of the universe, the human ships moved closer, their intentions still a mystery. The celebration had turned to dread, and now all they could do was wait and see what the dawn would bring. The night was still dark as the small alien ship soared through the starry sky. Inside, the brave team of aliens felt a mix of excitement and fear. They were on their way to meet the humans, a race they had only heard about in stories. The closer they got to the human fleet, the more tension filled the air. As the ship approached, the team saw the human ships gliding through space like silver arrows. There were many of them, all shining brightly against the darkness of the universe. Some ships were large and powerful, while others were smaller and faster. Each one was equipped with advanced weapons, glinting under the stars. "Are we really ready for this?" whispered a young alien named Lyra, her eyes wide with worry. She was the newest member of the team and felt the weight of the moment. "Stay calm, Lyra," said Krell, the leader of the team. "We must show them we come in peace. If we approach them with fear, we might make things worse." As they got closer, a voice crackled through their communication system. "Unidentified ship, this is Captain Ryan of the human fleet. Identify yourself and state your intentions." The aliens looked at each other in shock. The humans spoke clearly, their voices strong and confident. Krell took a deep breath and replied, "This is Krell of the Gloreth Alliance. We come in peace to speak with you." There was a pause before the captain responded. "Your message is received. You may proceed to dock with our flagship. We will await your arrival." With their hearts pounding, the aliens guided their ship toward the massive human vessel. It was much larger than any ship they had seen before, and its design was sleek and powerful. The docking bay opened with a hiss, revealing a bright light and a group of human soldiers standing at attention. As the alien ship landed, the team exchanged nervous glances. They stepped out, unsure of what to expect. The humans were tall and strong, wearing uniforms that looked both military and advanced. They carried themselves with an air of authority, their eyes scanning the newcomers. "Welcome to our ship," Captain Ryan said, stepping forward. He was a tall man with short dark hair and a serious expression. "I hope you can explain why you approached our fleet." Krell took a step forward, trying to keep his voice steady. "We heard reports of your ships approaching our planet. We wanted to meet you and understand your intentions. We do not wish for conflict." The captain studied Krell closely, his expression unreadable. "Your people were celebrating a victory not long ago. Why should we believe you come in peace?" Krell felt a surge of frustration but remained calm. "We celebrate our victory, yes, but we understand that war is not the answer. We wish to avoid further conflict. The stories of humans are known to us, and we respect your strength." Captain Ryan raised an eyebrow, surprised by Krell's words. "You have heard of our strength? Many in the galaxy fear us. Fear can lead to misunderstanding," Krell replied. "We hope to learn from each other instead of fighting. Our victory does not mean we seek another war." A moment of silence stretched between them. The human soldiers remained alert, their eyes focused on the aliens. Finally, Captain Ryan nodded slowly. "Very well. If you truly come in peace, we can discuss our next steps. But know this, we are prepared for anything." Krell nodded, feeling a mix of relief and uncertainty. "Thank you for hearing us. We wish to understand your reasons for coming here." As they began to talk, the tension slowly eased. The aliens shared their history and their recent victory, while the humans spoke of their journey through the galaxy. They revealed that they were seeking to protect their own territory and ensure that no one threatened their home. The two groups began to find common ground, slowly building trust. But deep down, both knew that the future was uncertain. Would this meeting lead to friendship or conflict? The stars outside twinkled brightly, but the darkness of the unknown lingered. As the discussion continued, the alien team felt hopeful. Maybe, just maybe, they could change the course of their destiny. But they remained cautious, aware that one wrong move could lead to chaos. The universe had taught them many lessons, and they were determined to learn from them. The atmosphere on the human flagship was tense. Krell and the alien team had shared their stories, hoping to build trust, but the shadows of doubt still lingered. Captain Ryan listened carefully, but his eyes betrayed a hint of caution. Just then, a sudden alarm blared through the ship, cutting through the conversation like a knife. "Alert! Unknown ships detected!" a voice shouted over the intercom. The room fell silent, and everyone's attention shifted to the captain. "Report!" Ryan demanded, his voice sharp. He turned to his crew, his face set in a serious expression. "Multiple ships approaching fast. They do not match any known signatures," an officer replied, her fingers flying over the control panel. Krell's heart sank. "Could it be our enemies?" he asked, his voice trembling. The fear of a new conflict weighed heavily on him. Ryan glanced at Krell, his expression hardening. "We must prepare for battle. If they come for us, we will defend ourselves." The alien team exchanged worried looks. They had only just begun to understand the humans, and now they faced the possibility of war. Lyra, the young alien, clutched Krell's arm tightly. "What do we do now?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. "Stay close," Krell replied, trying to keep his voice calm. "We must stick together." The humans moved swiftly, activating defense systems and readying their weapons. Krell and his team felt like outsiders as they watched the humans spring into action. Captain Ryan shouted orders, and the crew worked with precision, preparing for the unknown threat. As the ship shook slightly, the crew received a transmission from the approaching vessels. A voice echoed through the communication system, harsh and demanding. "This is Captain Thrax of the Zarkon fleet. You are trespassing in our territory. Prepare to be destroyed." Ryan's jaw tightened. "They're hostile," he said, determination flooding his voice. "They won't listen to reason. Prepare the weapons for defense." Krell's heart raced. "Wait! Maybe we can talk to them." "We can reason with Captain Thrax," he urged, desperate for a peaceful solution. Ryan shook his head. "They've made their intentions clear. We don't have time to waste." The Zarkon ships drew closer, their dark forms cutting through the starry sky. Krell could see the weapons on their ships glowing ominously. The fear of a battle loomed over them like a dark cloud. The first blast rang out, striking the human flagship with a loud boom. The ship shuddered and the crew scrambled to hold their positions. Alarms blared and smoke began to fill the air. Krell's heart raced as he realized they were in a real fight now. "Return fire!" Ryan commanded. The humans fired back, bright beams of energy shooting toward the Zarkon ships. Krell watched in awe and fear as the battle unfolded before him. The aliens joined the fight, quickly adapting to the chaos. They had trained for combat, but never had they expected to face a threat like this so soon. They activated their ship's weapons and targeted the nearest Zarkon vessel. "Take aim!" Krell shouted, trying to rally his team. They fired their weapons, and the bright beams connected, creating a small explosion. The Zarkon ship shuddered but kept coming. The battle escalated, with ships dodging and weaving through the dark void of space. Explosions lit up the night as the two fleets clashed. Krell felt the adrenaline pumping through his veins. This was not the peaceful meeting he had hoped for. "More Zarkon ships are coming!" Lyra cried out, her eyes wide with fear. "They'll overwhelm us!" Ryan's voice rang out, steady and strong. "We will hold them off. Focus on your targets!" As the fighting raged on, Krell realized they needed a plan. "We can flank them!" he shouted, trying to be heard over the chaos. "If we split our forces, we can catch them off guard." Ryan nodded, quickly relaying the strategy to his crew. "Listen up! We will split into two groups. One will distract them while the other attacks from the side." The team sprang into action, adrenaline coursing through their bodies. Krell felt a surge of hope. Maybe they could turn the tide of battle after all. As the two groups formed, they moved into position, ready to execute their plan. The sounds of combat echoed around them, but they focused on their mission. Together, the aliens and humans fought side by side, united against a common enemy. The battle continued to rage, and Krell knew they had to hold on. This fight was not just for survival, it was a test of their unity. Would they rise together, or would they fall apart in the face of danger? The battle raged on, fierce and chaotic. Krell felt the heat of the explosions and the vibrations of the ships as they exchanged fire. His heart raced with fear, but also with a determination to fight for peace. The aliens and humans had joined forces, and now they were more than just allies. They were friends. As Krell piloted his ship, he could see the human flagship taking heavy damage. Captain Ryan's voice echoed in his ears. "We must protect the flagship. Focus your fire on the Zarkon ships." With a nod, Krell directed his team to aim their weapons at the nearest Zarkon ship. Lyra, her face set in concentration, fired the energy beams, while another alien, Jarn, shouted out targets. The teamwork was smooth and effective, a sign that they had bonded in the heat of battle. But even with their combined strength, the Zarkon ships were relentless. They attacked with a fury that seemed to grow with each passing moment. Krell could see one of the Zarkon ships lining up to fire on their flagship, and he realized they had to act quickly. "We need to disable that ship," Krell yelled, feeling the urgency of the situation. "If we take out their leader, the others may retreat." Ryan agreed, and without hesitation, he relayed the plan to his crew. "Prepare for a coordinated strike! On my mark!" The humans and aliens moved in unison, their ships weaving through the debris of the battlefield. Krell felt a surge of hope. This was more than just a fight, it was a chance for a new beginning. 3, 2, 1, now! Ryan shouted. The fleet launched a combined attack. Beams of energy shot through the dark, striking the Zarkon ship with incredible force. Krell watched as the enemy ship shook violently, sparks flying. They were making a difference. But suddenly alarms blared again. "We're being targeted!" Lyra cried out. Krell turned to see another Zarkon ship locked onto them. "Brace for impact!" he shouted. The ship rocked as the blast hit them, sending them spinning. Krell fought to regain control, gripping the controls tightly. "We need to stay focused!" Ryan's voice came through the intercom, calm yet urgent. "We can't let fear take over. Keep fighting! We can win this!" The crew pushed back against the fear, focusing on their mission. Krell guided their ship toward the enemy leader. With renewed determination, they unleashed a final barrage of energy beams, striking true. The Zarkon ship erupted in a brilliant explosion, scattering debris across the battlefield. As the enemy ship fell, Krell could see the other Zarkon vessels hesitating. A moment later, they began to retreat, their formations breaking apart. Cheers erupted from the human crew, and Krell felt a wave of relief wash over him. They had done it! They had won! But the victory was bittersweet. Many ships were damaged, and the price of peace had been high. Krell looked around at the faces of his crew, relief mingled with exhaustion. They had fought hard, but the battle had taken its toll. Ryan turned to Krell, a small smile breaking through his serious demeanor. "We did it. We worked together and succeeded." Krell nodded, feeling a sense of unity with the humans. This fight was not just for our lives, but for a new beginning. We must learn from this and build a future together. As the ships regrouped, Krell and Ryan began to discuss what came next. We should reach out to others in the galaxy, Krell suggested. We can share our story, show that even different races can unite. Ryan agreed, his eyes shining with determination. We will create a coalition. No one should have to fight alone. The other crew members listened, and their faces lit up with hope. It was time to heal and rebuild. They had proven that they could stand together, and now they could lead others in unity. As they prepared to head back to their home systems, Krell felt a sense of pride. They had fought against overwhelming odds and emerged victorious. But more than that, they had forged a bond that would last beyond the battle. The stars sparkled brightly in the night sky, a reminder of the endless possibilities ahead. The journey would not be easy, but together they could face any challenge. With their hearts set on peace, Krell and the others knew this was just the beginning of a new chapter. They had turned a fight into friendship, and together they would shape the future of the galaxy.